Will, your new position coach has been bragging on you over there. What's this transition been like for you to center?
It's something. I mean, it's definitely has its challenges. I mean, it's definitely different. Moving from guard to center, the biggest thing obviously snapping the ball. But it's something that I kind of anticipated a little bit. Something that I started practicing some back in December, kind of picking up on the side a little bit. And I'll say it's something that I'm really excited about playing. And I think that's one of the biggest things for me. Like I love coming out to practice. I look forward to getting better at playing center. I think it's good for me now that I'm an upperclassman. I think it helps me be more enabled for a leadership role. I'm kind of leading the guys, and it's something that I take a lot of accountability for, trying to get better each day, and I'm excited.
Did you play any center in high school?
No, I never really played any center. When I did the All-American game, I did a little bit, but I've never really played center before.
Yeah, so is it difficult learning how to snap? I mean, what would you say is the most?
I'll say this: just learning how to snap isn't too hard. It's just learning how to snap with a good defensive lineman right across your face, and getting it there where it needs to be. So, I mean, just the snapping part, like I could go out here in the field and just snap and run around, but it's those actual game time reps that you got to replicate in practice. You got a guy right across from you. You got to make calls. You got to communicate across the line because you're kind of like that lead mouthpiece. That's where it gets a little difficult.
I think we talked to Bockhorse about this last year, and having Brian Brzee right across from him.
Yeah.
Having guys like that across from you, does it make it harder to learn on the fly, or is it a good thing?
For me personally, no, and I can say that because I've played guard the past 2 years. So it's not that I'm not necessarily not used to the pressure of playing against them, because I'll play against them if I'm playing guard, but now I'm just playing center. So it's not as much that, it's just for me, it's just an experience thing. It's just getting reps. I just need thousands and thousands and thousands of reps, but luckily I have time until August to do that, so that's what I'm doing right now.
How helpful has Hunter Rayburn been with you just kind of during this process?
Yeah, good. Hunter's been really good. I mean, he's a really good friend of mine. I've known him, and we came in together. But I'm really lucky to have him as a student coach. Same with Bockhorse back around, because it's just an extra set of eyes, and it's a set of eyes that are experienced. They've seen it through. They've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. And he can kind of just tell me, because Coach Austin, he's coaching all of us. But maybe Hunter, I can ask him, hey man, can you look at my snaps? Or hey man, like what do you see in my pass set and stuff like that, which is really helpful.
You mentioned that you started snapping a little bit in December. Was that? I mean, did the coaching staff come to you about maybe potentially the transition to center at that point, or is this something that happened in the off season?
It's just something that I wanted to do. I mean, I think it's important as a guard to also know how to play center. A lot of it wasn't necessarily the coaching staff, but just kind of the turnovers we had in the offensive line last year. We had a lot of guys getting injured, guys getting hurt. Then COVID, you never know who was going to be in, who was going to be out. And it was just something that I wanted to do for myself to kind of up my game a little bit. And I just wanted to do it for the team, because it helped the team, because maybe some guys can play guard, but they can't play center. And I want to be that guy that can do both.
What were the biggest kind of takeaways you got from Bach and other people about when they moved over? What did you learn from them?
I just learned from them. You just got to rep it. It takes a lot of just snapping the ball thousands of times. That's the biggest thing I've learned. So which is good. I mean, I had a little bit of time on the front end to kind of start snapping like weeks leading up to spring ball. I mean, me, DJ, and other quarterbacks and stuff, we'd snap hundreds of balls a week and kind of do stuff like that. I would say that, and then just being a really good communicator. You got to be very clear and precise with all the words you're saying, because you got to make sure other guys are listening to you, which honestly might sound easy a little bit, but when you're going like on a 10-15 play drive and everyone's just like cooked, you still got to be there up here for your guys.
Are you building a different chemistry and relationship with the quarterbacks, especially DJ, because of this?
Yeah, I'd say yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah, because I just think I'm working directly with them every day. It's not like I never talked to DJ when I was playing guard, but I do think it's a little bit different at center, because he needs me and I need him. Just like snapping balls. Like if I was playing guard, I'm not gonna go and snap balls to them after practice or on our free time. But I think kind of now that we're working together a little bit, and I think we also have some similar roles. As a quarterback, you got to be able to push the tempo, kind of lead the offense a little bit. And as a center, I mean, I got to push the tempo too. I got to be in good shape. My mind has to be sharp, because I have to be the first guy, because I'm the guy that snaps the ball, and I got to make sure I get set so that all my guys in the O-line can get set and stuff like that.
What about pre-snap? I know everybody knows what's going on, but It's a different deal when what the center has to do.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and I would say this year it's a little bit different because we got some young guys kind of coming up, like Brian Tucker, John Williams, and I mean, they're doing a great job, but they haven't had necessarily just a ton of in-game experience yet, and I think it's a little bit important for me at first to kind of almost overdo it to make sure everyone's on the same page, because coach would always say if we're all wrong, we're all right. So I think it's just kind of the biggest thing, kind of doing that.
Speaking of some of the younger guys, what are you kind of just seeing from Colin Sadler and Blake Miller just since they've arrived on campus?
I think they're going to be great players. They're going to be great players. I love they have a great work ethic. They're about it, and they're just football guys. They're football guys. We can be outside the facility just hanging out, but I love it that I see a young guy who just got here, who should be in high school. They're always just thinking about football and how they can get better. In the weight room, they're about it. They're dogs. They always say yes and never say no. If I want to go, like Blake, if I want to go get some extra work, and I can tell him, hey man, come work out with me in my garage at my house. He's like, I'm there. And I really love that, and just to see that in a guy who's already, both of them that are so young, I think the sky's the limit for him, and I can't wait to see it.
Young guys take a long time on the offensive line. It takes.
I would say it definitely takes a little bit longer than other positions. I mean, obviously some guys are different than others on their how fast they can progress. Offensive line just a little bit different. It's not just about how much of a freak you are physically. It's also up top mentally, and you got to be able to be coordinated with your feet and stuff. And also for us, like bigger guys, especially, for some of the younger guys who just get in here, they're still so young that they're not really even coordinated with their body yet. Kind of moving around, it's just kind of awkward, And then also you have to go against another, grown man across on the D line, which can be difficult at first.
How different would you say Tristan Lee is? We've heard he's made a lot of progress.
Yeah, I think Tristan's gotten a lot better. I think it started with his mindset. I think he's he's getting more comfortable with himself. I think he's kind of feeling good in his own feet. I mean, he's moving around in practice a lot better. I mean, he's doing really well against good players. Which I'm really happy for him to kind of see that.
What's it like working with a new coach, with Coach Austin?
It's good. It's good. I love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Coach Caldwell. I mean, he's been great, and Coach Austin has been absolutely great so far. We've kind of changed up some things with drills and stuff like that, and I think I can speak for myself, and I can speak for the rest of the guys that we've definitely improved a lot with kind of some of his coaching and stuff, and that it's definitely a different take than Caldwell, because Caldwell's just how he is. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I think guys are they really look forward to coming out to practice, and I think that's a cause of it.
I guess how would you describe Coach Austin's style? Is it more personal, relational, or is he yelling too? I guess what is he like?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I would say that. Yeah, his style, I guess, just more new school. I mean, more new school. Obviously, he's just Coach Caldwell. He's older. He comes from the old breed, and I'm never going to say that's necessarily wrong. It's just different. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. It's just definitely different. Like now, like we'll listen to music sometimes in like film review and stuff like that. We'll kind of have little like cut ups, O-line superlatives, like who's the dog of the day, clinician of the day, just kind of like new stuff like that. That's just different than with Caldwell.
How do you get to be the dog of the day?
If you got to be the dog of the day. So like if you're out here, you grade out the best. You're moving guys off the ball. You're getting knocked down, stuff like that. You get dog of the day, and the dog of the day gets to have music privileges. So you get to play whatever you want.
I guess if you get to play what you want, what is it?
So I actually was playing music today before meetings, and I was playing some reggae. I got on a little reggae kick about a week ago. I'll probably do it for another week or so, and I'll get old to me. But yeah, I've been playing some reggae recently.
And then just Hunter Raper, you brought him up earlier, but how much of a gut punch was that for everybody when he's just can't play anything?
Tough. Hunter, that was really tough because, like I said, that was a really good friend of mine. I've known him since I got here. We were roommates together in dorms, and I know it definitely hurt him too. And I think it's really painful because I feel like Hunter was just kind of getting into his own skin. He was really turned into a damn good football player, and to kind of see that get taken away from him for something that's really out of his control and stuff. Like I know it was hard for him, I know it was really hard for him, and it was tough for everyone. But at the same time, Hunter, just how he has a really good mindset. He's always really positive, and I know he's ready for the next step in his life. I know he looks forward to helping us out on the field the best he can as a student coach. But yeah, it was tough.
Did you guys have any sense that might be coming? I mean, I know that he's been dealing with
a little bit, yeah, a little bit, because I knew he has a neck injury, and that's one of those things you don't really mess with. I know it was kind of like some nerve damage, kind of stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I could kind of see it a little bit more so kind of towards the end of this past year. So I knew it was kind of bothering a little bit, and especially after the Cheez-It Bowl. I remember he flew down to go see like other doctors and stuff like that, and because obviously we're good friends, him and all of us on the O-line. So yeah, I mean, I knew it was coming before he announced it for sure, but it's very unfortunate.
Does it give you a new appreciation?
It does. It does 100%. Like even for me, which can't equate to anything that he had to go through, but just I missed a couple games this past year because I had some injuries, and it's tough. It's really weird. It's like, you're walking out in the field, but it's just like, it's almost like you're there, but you're not really there, and you see, when your guys are doing good, and it's like, man, like, it's like I'm here with them, but I'm really not. Or, you see your guys, and they're not doing so good, it's like, man, I can't be there with them going through it, because, we're together all the time. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough missing games, having to watch your best friends go out and play sometimes. But even when you are in that role, you want the best for them. You're going to support them in the way you can, the best way you can, and you're going to look out for them.
What does Jordan McFadden mean to you guys?
Jordan McFadden is an amazing player. He's an amazing player, and not even that, he's an amazing person. He's a great friend, and he's a great leader for us. I think Jordan's been a role model for a lot of guys in the offensive line. It's also a good guy to have in the film room because you can watch, because he's a very good technician, and you can learn a lot from him. Like, I learn a lot from Jordan, just watch him at practice. Maybe we're at one-on-ones, and after I go, I'll sit and watch him, see what he does good, and stuff like that.
He's not necessarily a vocal motivator, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily, but I think he leads by example, and leads by example, and I think that's just as important as a vocal leader, because if you don't lead by example, but you're a vocal leader, you're not necessarily a leader. And I think the greatest aspect of a good leader makes others believe in him, but a great leader makes others believe in themselves, and Jordan does that. So in my mind, I think Jordan's a great leader.
Is there kind of a pecking order behind you at center this early?
What do you mean by that?
Position-wise, the other guys that are going to step up into that role?
Not necessarily. I know Trent and Ryan have been getting a lot of reps, and I think it's good to see them kind of improving. I know they've just been kind of switching in and out with that. I don't really think anything. I have no knowledge of what the depth chart is at that position, but I know they're both working hard, and they're both improving greatly. So I think we're not even halfway through spring ball. I'm excited to kind of see them grow.
Marcus Tape's a guy who had some ups and downs last year. How much have you seen him kind of wipe the slate clean and take it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he did some really great things. He had some things he could have been better on, but that's kind of part of being just a true freshman, and more so just a true freshman that's playing on the offensive line. And like me, when I was a true freshman, like I wasn't getting snaps like he was getting. Like I would never be put in a game where it's like, man, this game's on the line. And I think some of that's just a lot of stuff he had to, I guess, improve on, just experience, and you can only really get that throughout time. And I think Marcus Tate this year, you're going to see a well-improved player. You're going to see a guy who's going to do phenomenal things both at guard and at tackle, because he's cross-trained both, and he's doing a great job. I'm really excited to see what he's doing. He's making progress, and I think he has a really good mindset, and he wants to be better for himself, but not only himself, but for the rest of the team and the offensive line. So I'm really looking forward to him.
He's a guy really next to you that you communicate with all the time.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. So his understanding of
Yeah. I would say it helps out a lot too. And I think kind of him getting that first year under his belt, now he kind of understands the lingo a little bit. I don't got to just spell out exactly what we got to do for him. We can just say like a quick word. It's like, all right, we're on the same page. Good, we're good to go. I don't have to have like a big symposium about the calls and the points and like all that other stuff who we're going to slide to. He knows because he's had experience he's been tested and he's been tried and he's come out the other side A-okay. So it's really helpful for me playing center now, or at least transitioning over to that, having a guy who's had really good experience, playing next to me and who can help me out.
It seemed like he not only got better during the season, but he grew up a lot. Would
Yeah.
you say that?
Yeah, 100%. I would say that. And like I said, that just comes with experience. I mean, it's tough, first game of the season, we're playing against Georgia. Yeah. You're a true freshman. You're 18 years old, and you're going against, Jordan Davis. And we all see what he did at the Combine. It's tough. And it's tough enough for me, just being a third-year player doing that. And for a true freshman, that's, like, really, really tough. It's incredible. So, yeah, he's the sky's the limit for him, and I think we're only seeing just the beginning for Marcus Tate and his, football abilities and the rest of his career.